Oh my goodness, you just put everything into words that we really, really want the church to know. So thank you for spending the time and your wife taking a nap while you were doing it. And, well, it's just the way that is. And it brings a thought to mind. Our little boy is growing up.
And that was Kathy's contribution. Just to give you an update, a lot's happened in the last 10 days since this announcement went public, and the leadership team, the admin team, and the strategy team of the church met together this past week, and we selected a search team of 4 people that will meet with the conference. And that meeting is going to be this coming week, our first initial meeting, so things are moving right along quickly. If you have someone in mind that might be a potential pastor for our church, you can give that name to the search team and we can pass it on to the conference and work on that. But the search team is made up of Montrose Cockrum, Heidi Summerlin, Joyce Biggs, and myself, so you can give information to any of the 4 of us. What else did I want to say? I can't think of anything else that I needed to say this morning, but we wanted to know if there were any questions, because people have had a chance to think about this a little bit since you heard about it last Saturday, and so if you have some questions, we'll try to answer them, and if not, some of those might be directed to Brian. Holly.
So the first thing I heard last week, is Brian and his family still going to come to church here?
That's a question been asked quite a few times, and the simple answer is no. And there's a couple reasons for that. The next pastor needs to come in and be the next pastor. My wife and I were the founding family behind this, and there's a lot wrapped up in us. For that pastor to be the pastor, we must step back so they can increase. That's not a happy thought for us, but it's the reality of the situation. Secondly, we would block you guys from being able to step forward because you would continue to look to us as the pastor family. And so we have to step back so that you can stand up and so the next leader can be the leader. And I said this during first service, and I'll say this again. There's a part of me that hopes you don't get a pastor for about 8 months. So you'll miss me. No. That's not why. I hope you don't get a pastor for 8 months or so, because we've been a church launch, and church launches are often incredibly pastor-centric. And I've contributed to that problem some of the time. We've allowed it to happen some of the time, and part of it's just the nature of the beast. If a new pastor comes in very quickly, it would be easy to go, okay, look, he's the next guy, and step back. If you believe in the mission of the experience, to connect as many people as possible into relationships that God uses to bring them one step closer to Jesus Christ, then it is your responsibility as a family to not let it fail. By the power and grace of God. I'm not taking God out of the equation, but God works through humans. We don't know why sometimes, but He does. And if this body stands up and unites and buys a new microphone, apparently, no, if this body stands up and unites, when another pastor comes in, they're going to be just running to keep up, which is fantastic. And the days of greatest deep spiritual growth will be the days during that transition and the days afterwards. Not, oh, we hit a dip and now we've lulled and we hope to build back up when we get a new pastor. Your hope is not in a new pastor. Your hope is in the power of Jesus Christ working through the ministers of the experience. And the ministers of the experience are you. Plain and simple. Okay? And so, if it takes 8 months for this group to go, wait a second, no one's coming to tell us what to do, and we're going to unite together and keep the vision of what God has called us to be strong, then I hope it takes 8 months. And I cannot be here during that time, or I would stop what God wants to do in that process. I would stop it. And I don't want to do that. And so, yes, I've shed my tears, and I don't cry easy. One of those, guy rules, don't cry. Stupid. But I have, and so while it's painful, we have to step back.
And so the decision has been made so that Brian can turn his full attention to KTSY, that his final Sabbath with us will be June 19th. Please plan to come, have fun. We'll boot him out the door.
Move me out to the party. I hear what you're saying.
Woo, can you guys come and play? But we wanted to let you know that the 19th will be his final Sabbath with us as pastor, and we will plan some events. The leadership meets again on Thursday night this coming week, and we will let you know what's going on. Any other questions? You're welcome to ask them. Yes, sir.
Well, I just want to nominate, try to get Sova, see if he can come over. So if he could transfer
He's
here.
already got a church.
Yeah, but he can transfer.
We certainly don't want to be stealing folks from places that they're
He goes clear out to Emmett, so he
very
could.
thoroughly now. So we're going to let the conference direct us. Sir.
Keep all the sound equipment, keyboards and everything, right?
Oh, yeah, and you know, he's got some speakers back there that he's pretty attached to. I'm thinking I'm going to take those home.
No.
Sure.
That's a perfect opportunity to step up, as Camden was talking about. There's some things that we've had the luxury of borrowing for like 7 years that the church is now going to get to own. And that takes, so you'll hear more about that later, but that's just one of many of the issues that we get to work through during this transition. Good question, though.
I would like to say something because I can't not. Don't buy a new sound system, because I'm going to take mine with me eventually. Buy a new building and put a sound system in it.
Amen.
There's a place for sale over by Maple.
Yeah, right. Everyone's got to go clear to Boise.